My name is Father Albert. I'm from a traditional Dominican community in Belgium, the Dominicans of the Holy Rosary. And I'm here at the Fatima Center to answer some of your questions. In a previous session, you said that Saturday evening masses do not satisfy our Sunday obligation. Are you telling me, since I've been going to the vigil masses for more than 8 years, that I've missed Mass on Sunday 430 times, and therefore that I am in a state of mortal sin, and even more so for not making entire confessions during all these years, and worst of all, for receiving Holy Communion time after time, thinking I had been fulfilling my Sunday obligation? Well, the first thing to say, obviously, is to commit a sin, you have to have conscience that what you're doing is a sin. And if this person believed that he was fulfilling his Sunday obligation by going to Mass on Saturday night, he's not committing a sin, especially since that's what the Church tells him today, that you can fulfill your Sunday obligation by going to Mass on Sunday. What I meant to say was simply that this practice of going to Mass on Saturday night to fulfill your Sunday obligation is an abuse of authority. The Church, the authorities in the Church today, have power over certain things in Church discipline, but they don't have an absolute power over everything. For example, no Church authority can say that now we can celebrate Mass validly with Coca-Cola and potato chips, even though some have tried to do that. There's a certain limit to the authority that the Church has. Now, in this particular case, it's not quite as clear as that, obviously, but the tradition in the Church of Mass on Sunday goes all the way back to the 1st century. In the book of the Apocalypse, it speaks of St. John, right at the beginning, in the verse 10 of chapter 1 of the book of the Apocalypse. It speaks of how St. John was in the Spirit in Dominica Die, in Latin, in the day of the Lord. Well, the day of the Lord was Sunday, which distinguished them from the Jews, because the Jews, their holy day was on Saturday. So to try to change this, that's something that's been going on for 2,000 years from the very beginning of the Church. While it's obviously an abuse of authority, it's not something that's valid. But obviously someone who's been following what the Church authorities have said about this point and following it in good faith, he's not in mortal sin. But objectively, I think it's an abuse of authority for the Church to say that this fulfills your obligation, because it's not at all the tradition of the Church. It's a novelty that really isn't right. I hope that answers your question. Pray to Our Lady to enlighten you, to help you. May God bless you.